Today we are going to see about the probability. So what is the concept of this probability? So it is a measure of uncertainty of the various phenomena. For example, if can you predict the weather today, how it will be? Okay, so you can't predict, okay? So the thing is, which is probability means the weather will be cold or it will be hot or it will be windy or whatever it may be. But you can't say that it's a certain thing like it's going to happen. So it is just an uncertainty phenomenon, okay? So these things are the comes under the category of the probability. But of course, some certain things are there coming to the mathematical things, but the uncertain things we will say like whether it may happen or it may not happen. Today it may rain or it may not rain. So these things will come under the category of this one. Now coming to the next one is what is the classical theory of probability. So the classical theory of probability is the ratio of the number of outcomes favorable to the event to the total number of the equally likely outcome. So in simple, what is the thing is, so for example, we are taking the probability of getting head. Okay, so you toss a coin and there is two sides, that's tail and the head. Okay, now here the probability of getting head alone we are saying, so there is only one head, so that we are saying that is the event. Okay, so the favorable to the event is 1, so to the total number of equally, so total number of equally outcome is 2, is it? Because that is tail and the head, so that is 2. So this is the classical theory of the probability. The next one we are going to see about what is outcomes, what is event, and what are the sample space. Those things we are going to see. So the next one is a random experiment. So in our day-to-day life, we come through a lot of things which is how many times this appears, it will be the same only. Okay, for example, if you take a triangle, when you measure the angles, it will be 180 degree. The sum of the angle will be 180 degree. So it will not change, okay? So these things are not comes under the random. So what is a random experiment means? It has to satisfy the two conditions. So one is it has more than one possible outcome. It should have more than one possible outcome. And the next one is it is not possible to predict the outcome in advance. So you can't possible to predict the outcome. So what will come as the result, that you can't predict. So if the thing is satisfying these two conditions, then you can say that that is the random experiment. So for example, you can take tossing a coin or throwing a die. So here I am taking the example as a throwing a die, because when you throw a die, there are possibilities or 6 possibilities, okay? Because there are 6 outcomes will come. So there are more than one outcome and you have 6 outcomes over there, and you can't predict which one will come. So this will comes under the random experiment category. Okay. So the next one we are going to talk about the outcomes and the sample space. So what is an outcome? A possible result of a random experiment is the outcome. Okay. So what are the possible result will come? For example, same you're taking throwing a dice, it will like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the outcome for that. So a possible result, that is only one result. So that is come under outcome. Okay. The next one is sample space. So what is the sample space? The set of outcomes is called the sample space. So for example, while tossing a coin, so only one coin if you are tossing means only head and tail will be the two things. So this will comes in a set. Okay, so that is called the sample space. So when you write the sample space, you have to write it in a set notation. And then next one is the sample space for throwing a dice. So one die. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the sample space for throwing a die. So these are the sample space and outcome. So hope you can understand what is the outcome and sample space. So let us see here. So a coin is tossed. If it shows head, we draw a ball from a bag which is containing of 3 blue and 4 white balls. If it shows tail, we throw a die. We have to describe the sample space. So here we are going to take that B1, B2, B3 are the blue balls, because the blue balls are 3, so we are taking 3 blue balls, and then white balls will be 4. So that is W1, W2, W3 and W4. So these are the white balls. Now we are going to write the sample space for the particular experiment. So first one is the head. Okay, we are going to write regarding to the head. So head means you have to take a ball. Okay, so maybe it may be B1. So next one is another head. So B2 and another head and B3. And for each and every heads we are taking the ball from that. So one ball. It's not a repeating experiment. Okay, because when you are taking a ball and you are keeping it outside. Okay, so it's not a repeating experiment. Just only one time you are doing this experiment. So it's not repeating. Okay, so only one time it's appearing. So HW1 and HW2, so HW3 and HW4. These are the things regarding to the heads. Now coming to the next one, when a tile comes, what you have to do is you have to throw a die. So only one die, so the possibility will be 1 to 6 only. So the tile will be 6 times if you are getting like T1, T2, T3 and T4 and T5 and T6. So the T represents the tiles and the 1 represents the die the number you are getting when you throw a die. So this is the sample space for this experiment. As it is not a repeating experiment, we are getting like this the answer.